Killer Instinct came out in 1994 and was mind-blowing at the time of release. This game was way ahead of almost every other arcade game out, hardware-wise, music-wise. It was truly unbelievable. And then we got this great teaser.
Available for your home in 1995, only on Nintendo Ultra 64.
Now we all know that that did not happen. It did not come out for the Nintendo Ultra 64. It came out for the Super Nintendo, which was, there's just no way to put it other than a little disappointing. It was a very well done port, but it was a disappointing port because of the hardware differences. This machine runs on a 50 megahertz processor, whereas the Super Nintendo version runs at a like 3 point something or 6 point something megahertz. I'd have to look it up again and put it on the screen, but it's very low compared to what the arcade specs were. That's pretty much how it always was, though. The arcade was always better than the home version, but in this case, visually, the arcade was miles ahead of the home version. So in this video, what I'm going to do is play the Killer Instinct arcade cabinet, and we're going to play all the way through it. We're going to take a look at how everything ran in the arcade, and then I'm going to move over to the Super Nintendo version and see how that does. Now, again, I'm not doing this to be rude to the Super Nintendo version. I just want to show the differences between the two. I am fortunate enough to have the arcade cabinet at home, and I'm so happy about that because this is my favorite arcade game of all time. Such an iconic cabinet, so ahead of its time. I'm so happy to have it at the house. So anyway, let's get into it with some Killer Instinct arcade gameplay now. Alright, here we are at the Killer Instinct arcade cabinet. I just want to make a note about this cabinet. This cabinet's about as close as we can get to the original hardware. Most Killer Instinct machines you're going to encounter nowadays are going to be running a flash kit instead of the hard drive. That makes almost zero difference, but if you're a mega KI nerd like myself, you're going to want to play this thing on the original hard drive because there are minor load times that take place in the game, and it does kind of get shortened with the flash kit. Now, this is me nerding out, so I'm not going to go too much further on that, but this is running not an original hard drive, but it is running a spinning hard drive. There's a glitch right there, by the way. That's a little concerning. Anyway, it is running the spinning hard drive, and we have a beautiful CRT monitor. This is a Hanorex Polo. By far my favorite monitor as far as like image quality goes. It's bright, it's beautiful. I've recently recapped it, all new capacitors on it, and it is looking bright and tight, as they say. So I'm going to stick with Sabrewulf on this playthrough because on the Super Nintendo version, I'm horrific with the controller. I don't like playing with anything but the joystick and buttons, but I don't have that option on my Super Nintendo. So Sabrewulf's my best bet on the SNES. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I am pretty darn good at this game. In fact, I'll link it at the end of this video, but I did beat this game blindfolded live on a live stream recently, and that was fun. I missed it. So this game, it's funny actually, this was the very first character I played against when I played this game. Glacius came up first, this bright, snowy stage that was awesome to see and everything, but I gotta admit, this game kind of scared the crap out of me. It was so loud, I wasn't expecting it. And Glacius beat me up. He did his loud roar at the end, and I was kind of scarred, but also very intrigued. I had to keep coming back to this game, and it's been amazing. There we go. The fun thing about this game to me is that, yes, I've been playing it for 30 years now, 30 plus years now, and I am still finding new combos. I'm still learning new stuff. Like I can't say I've mastered every character. I've mastered a few of them. I've learned to play with most of them, but I still haven't really got Fulgore and Cinder down. They're not my favorite characters to play as, but still, it's fun. It's got a lot of longevity in this game. I almost wish I could switch characters, and maybe I will on this playthrough, just to kind of break the usual, because it will get kind of boring watching me just play as Sabrewulf. And for the most part, I can just steamroll everybody in this game with Sabrewulf. Let's do a humiliation. So here is one of the things that made this game completely mind-blowing. In 1994, no other arcade game had a hard drive inside of it. This is the first game to get a hard drive, and this is the first game to have a decent amount of full motion video, even if it's just a few hundred frames at a time, if that. I don't even think it's a few hundred. but it was still completely insane to see something like that. And not to mention these backgrounds, as I understand it, the stages, at least the backgrounds, not so much the floor probably, but the backgrounds are actually a video file that pan left to right, and the game moves it frame by frame as the characters move. And that's something that the hard drive enabled for this game, as far as, again, as I understand it. It's pretty insane what they were able to do with this game. And make, well, typical Rare, they used a lot of tricks to make most out of the hardware. Rare was always really good at that, taking hardware and being like, we're going to just milk everything out of this. We're going to do clever tricks like making the backgrounds videos, and we're going to make this game look truly amazing and sound amazing, which they did. In fact, I gotta switch characters. I'm too excited. I hope you guys don't mind a longer video, because we're going to have some fun. Now, I'm not going to do this on the SNES version. It's going to be a straight regular playthrough, because I'm not that great on the SNES gamepad, like I said. Sabrewulf's always fun to do combos against, because he actually goes in the air just a tad longer than most players, which is nice. I believe him and Idle. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I missed it. Timing was off. We'll play as Glacius for a little bit, though. While this game was absolutely mind-blowing in '94, I still argue this game could hold up by today's standards. A slight HD it doesn't have to really be HD, just have a revamp of it, bring the resolution up on newer hardware, and I think this game could hold up to pretty much all indie game standards at this point. We'll do a fatality here. Oh, there we go. I love the roar. I am going to beat the game with Sabrewulf, by the way, once we get to Idle, just so we can compare the ending and have a good reference point on the SNES. Oh, yeah, Jago does not play by the rules. Now his character model is stuck sliding away from me. Fun little glitches like that appear in the arcade. See if I can bait him into getting a combo breaker on him. Nope. These are skippable, and if you watch my channel before, you know I never skip any of this stuff, for the most part. I just think it's so fun to see all these fun full motion video files. This will be the last character switch. I'll go back to Sabrewulf at Idle. It's going to make this video too long. There's plenty of footage of me playing this game anyway, if you're interested. Ah, they won't let you have that one. Little air combos. Let's see, come on. Nope, didn't get the full ultra. Oh well. Now somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I do think one of the Killer Instinct cabinet is one of the first, oh, I hit the button, to have stereo speakers. MK2 had a two-speaker setup. Really, it was more like one large speaker and then a tweeter. I believe Killer Instinct was one of the first to have the stereo sound. This machine always sounded so loud and so good that it drew everyone's attention to it, and that was by design, of course. Ooh. Well, there you go. Oh, I messed up my own fatality. Not good. Orchid was my first main character, the easy 20-hit combo anybody can do with her, pretty much. I think I almost taught my wife to do it in about 5 minutes. Nice. How about this in the background here? This is something we won't really see too much of in the SNES version. The screens in the background, hopefully we can rotate this enough to see the one that is, yeah, here we go. You can actually see yourself playing in the background. I remember that being like alien technology to me as a kid. Like, how on earth did they do that? And among other things, of course, the rotating stages, things we will not get in the SNES version, were very impressive back then. We'll send her off. No, we won't. One thing that gets overlooked in this game, too, a lot is the blood. There is a decent amount of blood that comes out of the characters. I just think it's so uniquely done that there's different blood drips, different effects when they hit the ground. There's several different ones that I'm actually pretty happy to say the SNES version did a good job of keeping. But I think because the game is so, or the game's blood system is so unique compared to like Mortal Kombat, which had a very uniform amount of blood and drips and all that, this game kind of gets overlooked for having blood. It's so subtle in a weird way that, I don't know, no one talks about the blood in Killer Instinct, but I've always noticed it. You know, it falls in the air with the characters, it doesn't all hit the ground at the same time, it has different splats, it's so cool. I wish I could have seen that splat. But... oh, he's stunned through his, there we go. Let's try to knock him off the building here. Terrible ultra, but we'll just get it at least. There he goes. Wow, he fell super fast, too.
Supreme victory! Spinal! Fight on!
Come on, Spinal. Spinal's a bit of a bully, so you have to bully Spinal. I always talk about that. Don't let him get too far from you. Let's see if I can get him off the building again. We'll see. He doesn't really cooperate very well. Alright, fatality. Oh, he's back. Okay, so that was another thing. They could come back to life, and once they come back to life, they take insane amounts of damage from you. let's let him come to me in this case. I'm gonna see if I can knock him off. Come on. Yeah, there we go. I thought that was a super unique thing in a fighting game at that point, being able to come back to life. The sound the game makes when they do come back to life, which it didn't really make that loud here, but usually it's a very high-pitched, very loud noise that kind of startles you. So when you come back to life, you're kind of startled, or you're startled that your enemy came back to life. And it's kind of a fun add, or I don't know, feature to the game. Ooh, quick combo breaker. Oh, he's counting on just one. Nope. What the heck? Twitch. If I had more time to discuss all of them and show all of them, the really cool thing about Killer Instinct fatalities is certain characters have moves that certain characters react to differently. So the fatality, like for example Chief Thunder's fatality where he knocks you into the sky and parts of you fall back down, or something relating to your character falls back down, it's totally different for every character, which I think is amazing. Very creative, something we never really saw again in Mortal Kombat at that point. For example, if you kill Riptor with that fatality, a piece of steak falls back down, a big old dinosaur steak. Saberwolf, a big can of dog food comes down. Maybe I'll make a video on all those one of these days here. By the way, this is the easiest way to beat Idol. Just stay away from him, let him come to you. Oh, like so, and you don't want him coming to you that quickly though. He is a tough one to beat. Oh yeah, I'm gonna beat it with Saberwolf, I forgot. Whoops, almost did it. We'll do this quickly. I was too busy talking. Two shadows. All right, let's keep going. Let's see, can we get him before he falls off the stage? Oh yeah, I think I got him. One of the things I often wonder the most is what Killer Instinct could have been on the Nintendo 64. And I've reached out and asked in the past, because I used to run a KI website back in the day, killerinstinctonline.net, and I reached out a few times on Twitter to developers and asked, like, hey, was there ever a working version of Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo? And the answer is pretty much always no. I've only been able to ask a couple that actually replied, but they said if there was, they never saw it, and they imagined it was probably very, very early on to where it was nothing playable, of course. So it would have been cool to see what it would have looked like, but we probably never will. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Pretty much can't combo him at all. He will just break everything. And I'm on a relatively lower difficulty setting just so I can do fatalities. Or combos, I mean. So you could really see this is pushing the game's hardware right here. All that light coming off of him actually makes the game slow down quite a bit. This is a video file that loads from the hard drive. Such a cool ending. I remember just being mind blown by this ending. So it's not the highest quality video, it's pixelated and all that, but man, it is so cool to see this stuff. we got to keep in mind, if you look at the way Shao Kahn dies on MK2, a game that came out from Midway right around the same time, Shao Kahn stands there and it flashes between the stages. This game took it to a whole new level. You have tons of light coming off his heads before it goes into this video of him just beating himself and his head's disappearing and him falling down. I'm not hating on MK2. Please don't be upset if MK2 is your favorite game. I'm just saying this game was miles ahead, graphically, hardware-wise, of all the other games out at the time. It was insane. So the fact that it came out on the SNES was really, really disappointing, but it did make me buy an SNES, or made me bug my parents enough to buy an SNES. So I'm going to let the credits finish running, and we are going to switch to the Super Nintendo version. The music is amazing on this game, too. Notice it's just a black background, by the way. The Super Nintendo version kind of improved on the credits. I'm still happy with this personally, but I thought what they did with it was cool. Game produced by Rare, presented by Nintendo, manufactured by Midway. Winner. And there we go. It goes right back into the most, in my opinion, one of the most amazing attract modes ever made, too. I could gush about this game for hours on end. I'm just going to shut up now. Let's go to the Super Nintendo version. And there we have it. Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo. I think I said it already when I recorded the arcade version video, but I am horrible with this controller, so this could be a rough playthrough. At least you guys got to see that I'm not terrible at the game when I played the arcade version. I don't like the shoulder buttons. It just really, really throws me off, but I'm going to try and stick with it. I'm going to leave the difficulty there so we actually get to watch an ending. And here we go. If I don't do well with Sabrewulf initially, I'm going to switch to Orchid, because Orchid is actually who I played the most with on this version. No full motion video. That was to be expected, of course, with the Super Nintendo. But a pretty cool still image that it pulls of each one. And while this stage does not have the cool screens in the background, I mean it does, but they're not doing anything. They at least put them back there. They at least put like the Rare logo on it. And I think it looks pretty cool still. Oh man, come on, there we go. I'm trying here, guys. Oh boy. It is really night and day for me as far as skill goes on this version. It's just the controller that's really killing me. I don't know why I didn't just do the Ultra. So if you look at that blood, the blood is not as plentiful, but it is very, very, it's actually the exact same as the arcade blood. It's cool how each drop has kind of its, not each one, but it has different drops and patterns when it lands on the ground. And I always thought that was awesome. We still get some lightning flashes. Nothing crazy, but nice touch they kept in. And Combo Breaker. This is one thing I forgot to mention when I played the arcade version. Jago's stage is missing the background in the arcade. So in a weird way, the Super Nintendo actually has something over on it. It's like, yeah, we have what you don't. And really, it would have been so cool to see what this would have looked like as, you know, on the arcade hardware. There's birds flying back there. I wonder if they would have had that in the arcade. It would have been cool to see. Oh, come on. One cool thing about Killer Instinct is each character always had several different pain sounds. They never really recycled the sounds. Let's see if we can get this Ultra. Oh, I got it. I was too late. So they never recycle a lot of pain sounds. So it's like one male character has this sound, the other male character has these sounds, and same with the, you know, Orchid has her own sounds. There's the only female character in the game, and they were able to keep a lot of that with this, which I thought was really cool. Look at Cinder looking all hot. Looks like his stage just got moved away from the city a little farther. The Fire City, or maybe a cement plant, I'm not sure. Or maybe a refinery even. Ooh, almost got him. Oh, I was trying to get a... Honestly, I don't know how he didn't break that. Oh! Let's see if I can get a humiliation at some point in this game. Oh, come on, you're supposed to be stunned. Saberwolf's Fireball flies a little bit faster in this version, so I have to adjust my typical play style to work with it. Oh, I got the air combo! Don't fall off. Okay. What the heck? Oh my god, it didn't even do it! I was trying to do the humiliation, it just did not happen. I was mashing a little at the end there, admittedly. I don't really need that screen. That screen always kind of bothered me. It's like, show me that screen if I get to put my initials in, otherwise let's move on. And I know it is putting my initials in each time, but still. Glacius' stage is actually pretty cool if you look at it. So there is this static structure behind us, or not really static, I guess. So it does move with the camera a little bit, or, you know, it looks animated. But there is two layers, basically. There's the structure, and then that building, or the mountains behind the structure are separate. So it does give a really cool 3D effect to the game that I don't know if I ever appreciated as a kid, you know? So it's cool to see that. I don't know what happened there. Oh, he broke the heck out of that. Come on. Nope. It's going for the humiliation again. It didn't happen. Oh, let me try to get an ultimate combo. Come on, dude. There it is. Ultimate. I guess they couldn't have a sound effect longer than a certain length, so that's why they couldn't have the traditional Ultra combo. It just does Ultra repeats but at a lower volume, like an echo effect. That's my assumption, at least. And what's funny is most people think that's how the arcade was. Like, if you see, I put up videos on TikTok every now and then of me doing Ultra combos. I don't know how that became the only thing. I don't like TikTok. I don't use TikTok, but I will put that up, and it does very well. The videos do, and people will just comment Ultra, and it's like, no, he actually says Ultra combo in this version. But, you know, I'm not going to be correcting people. It's just an interesting thing I've noticed. Ooh! Get out of here. No humiliation for us. I'm humiliated, that's what's happening here. Oh, got me with the air fireball. Oh! I'm going to try the other fatality. I always have a heck of a time getting it to work, apparently, as you might have seen on the arcade playthrough. I hit the right button. Maybe I'm too close. Come on, Saberwolf. Don't be too rough. A lot of dog pain sounds. Hey, I got the juggle for once. I don't usually do that juggle, as you've seen when I play the arcade. I do the glitch where I can do another ender. Oh. That was not the right button. Oh, I can do the humiliation, I think. So pretty much a lot of the animation is there. It's just a few frames cut out. The music's there. Clearly the SNES hardware had to load the music in because it froze for a second, but still pretty fun. What do we have? Combo. Alright, stunned. Wow! He broke that on the second hit. That's why I don't really play the arcade at anything higher than easy setting. Not very easy, but easy, just because it's so frustrating. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do that. It's so frustrating that you can't do a combo. That's part of the excitement of Killer Instinct. People are like, oh, you're not good enough to play on a harder difficulty? It's like, it's not that. I've done many videos where I've beaten the game on the max difficulty without dying, but it's just not as fun to be able to, or to play it with you can't do an ultra combo on somebody, or even just a regular killer combo, you know? Oh. Nope. I cannot get that fatality. Combo qualify. Thunder. Come on, Thunder.
Thunder.
Oh, thought I had him. That looks pretty funny. Get out of here. So we don't get the cool, like, cloud blowing by effect above the mountains. You still get the cloud effect, which kind of makes the sun look like a hazy look in front of it, which is really cool to see. It's not perfect. It's not going to be arcade perfect anyway, so they did what they could with it, and they made it look really nice. I'm going to just go with a fatality here that works. Victory. By the way, I'm not skipping that screen. That screen goes that quickly. It goes up for like literal 2 heartbeats and moves on. There's old Spinal's picture. Every other character, as far as I can think of, has an image from their Versus video that plays on the arcade, a still image. Not Spinal, because Spinal's image, he's not really close up in the arcade. He's far in the background, he's kind of dark back there. That image I think we're seeing is from his Supreme Victory shot, which I thought was pretty funny. I don't know why. Something interesting. We do not get any shadows in this version, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try. Oh. No shadow. Oh, I forgot he has a triple. That's different from the arcade as well. They don't have that in the arcade version, which I don't think so, at least. How would that would be insane if I've missed it every time. Goodbye, Spinal with an ultra combo. An ultra, I mean. Yeah! Literally 3 heartbeats. That's all you get there. It's kind of weird how quickly it moves. I guess they knew it wasn't really necessary, and they're like, we're going to show you, and we're going to move on. Well, that's not what I intended, but it worked. Does he have the reflector move in this version? I don't know if he does. I don't know how they would make that work either, you know, like, that's interesting. Someone can tell me in the comments, because it's been a while since I've spent enough time with this to remember such a thing, or see such a thing again. Oh, he does have it. Wow. That's really cool they were able to do that. It feels like that would be something that would be hard for the console to do. You know, the Ultras don't move at a super high frame rate, but they still look good. Like, there was kind of, you can tell it struggles a little to pull it off quickly, but I like that stuff in video games, really. Only got, I think, 2 heartbeats there. Greenish Idol. Looks like he's not feeling well today. Should be easy to beat, hopefully. All right, we got the good stage. Look, he actually does make an effect on the bridge, which I always thought was cool. They kept that in. His weight. Uh-oh. I'm getting in a corner here. You never want to get in a corner with old Idol. Yikes! Oh, and he's not getting life back. Good. I thought at this difficulty he got his life back too. Oh! Alright, let's try to focus. I will try to beat him without knocking him off the bridge. I want to make sure I kill him in the same fashion I did in the arcade version. Oh, I thought he was dead. There he goes. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Oh, he's getting his life back on the second bar. I forget that was a thing. Stop, stop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Got him. One difference here is the blood on the bridge stages actually lands on the bridge rather than just flying by the bridge, as it does in the arcade version. Come on. Just spamming, huh? Oh, no. Alright, we can do this. Oh, no. Oh! I came back! Oh, okay, so he still just falls no matter what you do. I forgot about that. I think there is only one way to kill him on the arcade, or on the SNES. I should have thought of that in the arcade, made him fall off the bridge. And he's dead. All right, we see that screen for some reason. So I like that. I like these endings, actually. I prefer the full motion video, of course, because that's crazy. Even now I get excited about the full motion video, but I really like that they were able to, you know, at least include some kind of version of the ending, and there's motion in it. It's rendered on the fly, obviously, but it's still really cool. And actually, every now and then I will go and watch some of the endings, like a compilation on YouTube, just to see them. So anyway, look at that. I did it in 0 credits used. I don't know how that's possible, or continues used. But there we go. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm pretty sure that's his full ending, so we're not missing out on anything. Now, I'm going to let the credits play while I think final thoughts here. First of all, look at these credits. We get the logo going by. We have, the logo in the background, the title at the top. They're almost better than the arcade version. We still get the triumphant music that plays, and then it goes back into the theme, which is really cool. So, final thoughts on this. Of course, the Super Nintendo was never going to be able to stand up against the amazing hardware that was already way ahead of even Mortal Kombat hardware and all that stuff of the time. It was just impossible to do that. I think Killer Instinct hardware is actually significantly more powerful than the boards that powered Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. So even Mortal Kombat 3, I mean, it was just much more powerful hardware. But anyway, the Super Nintendo version did very well for what it was given. As I've said before, Rare were some of the best programmers at the time. They made some of the best games, especially on the Super Nintendo, and in arcade, in my opinion, with Killer Instinct. KI2 is a little bit of a miss for me, but we can talk about that in a future video. Overall, I think the Super Nintendo version was good. I could not help but be a little bit disappointed. It was just impossible. It just looked so much downscaled and sounded so much downscaled. But once you got into it for a little while and saw that, like, hey, this actually is a really, really well-made game, you can kind of say, like, it is... They did a good job, basically. And really, when you think back about it, if the arcade version never existed and this came out just for the Super Nintendo, this would have been mind-blowing. This was, like, one of the top Super Nintendo games at that point, you know? But since we have the arcade to compare it to, it lost some points and lost some of its... I guess it didn't get all the credit it was due at the time. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments. Please let me know if you like the Super Nintendo version or if you were disappointed, and maybe there's some of you who just never went back to it. You're like, screw this version, I'm just gonna wait till I can play the arcade. I doubt there's that many of those people because this was by far the easiest version to play, just because most people didn't have an arcade nearby, or if you went to the arcade, you'd run out of money eventually, and it was just better to play it at home because you never ran out of money. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments also. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll keep doing this style of video if you guys enjoy it. So I'll see you on the next video.